Roman Reigns' 2025 Royal Rumble win leaked. Why is Roman Reigns the cover star of WWE 2K25? CM Punk must not win the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble. Solo Sikoa returns to tame Jacob Fatu. LA Knight breaks character to praise a major rival. Trple H disbands the Judgment Day. Trple H pleaded with to take the title away from Gunther. LA Knight's interaction with The Rock. Upsetting news for Sami Zayn. Let's dive right in. Why is Roman Reigns the cover star of WWE 2K25? Roman Reigns has been officially revealed as the cover star of WWE 2K25, generating a massive reaction from fans. This announcement was made during Raw Netflix this week, where Paul Heyman unveiled the official cover image in an enthusiastic promo segment. The WWE Universe is thrilled to see Roman as the cover star, with many believing he truly deserves the honor. Let's take a look at 3 reasons why the original Tribal Chief was chosen as the cover star of this year's WWE 2K video game. Number 1, due to his immense popularity. One of the biggest reasons why Reigns was chosen as the cover star of WWE 2K25 is his immense popularity. Since transitioning into a villainous role, Reigns' growth has been phenomenal, as he continues to be loved by fans despite being a heel. Now, with his character slowly evolving into a babyface, his popularity remains unwavering. This widespread admiration for the former undisputed WWE champion is undoubtedly a major factor in his selection as the cover star of WWE 2K25. Even during Paul Heyman's promo segment, he emphasized Roman Reigns' unparalleled popularity across the globe. The Wiseman didn't hesitate to make a bold statement, claiming that even if Elon Musk colonizes Mars, the OTC would remain one of the biggest stars on the planet. Number 2, due to his historic undisputed WWE title reign. Another rationale behind Roman Reigns being chosen as the cover star of WWE 2K25 could be his historic undisputed WWE Championship reign, which ended last year at the hands of Cody Rhodes. Featuring Roman on the cover serves as a fitting tribute to his record-breaking and iconic title run. This decision highlights the significance of Reigns' monumental reign and its impact on WWE's legacy, making him the ideal choice as the face of this year's video game. Number 3, Roman Reigns deserves the spot. Roman Reigns has been a driving force behind WWE's traffic and viewership over the past few years, a feat that undoubtedly deserves recognition. Every time the original Tribal Chief appears on television, it significantly boosts the ratings for the Stamford-based promotion. This consistent impact highlights why the head of the table truly deserves his spot as the cover star of WWE 2K25. Last year's honor went to Cody Rhodes for his iconic finish the story moment. However, this year rightfully belongs to Roman Reigns, cementing his legacy as one of WWE's most influential superstars. CM Punk must not win the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble, less than a week to WWE Royal Rumble 2025, and CM Punk is one of, if not the outright favorite to win the eponymous 30-man Battle Royal. The voice of the voiceless was one of the first men to declare for the Rumble, and is riding a high wave of momentum after vanquishing Seth Rollins on Raw's Netflix debut. After falling short at the final hurdle in 2024, Punk will be looking to go one better this time. The best in the world may be one of the favorites for many good reasons, but does that mean he is the right man to win? Would he be the best fit for that spot? Would it be the best use of his talents? A compelling argument could be made that the Second City Saint isn't the correct choice to emerge victorious in Indianapolis, given the current landscape of the roster. Over CM Punk's illustrious WWE career, there are few loose ends he has thus far failed to tie. Top of that list is headlining WrestleMania, and right on its heels is winning the Royal Rumble. The voice of the voiceless has come close to achieving the latter a couple of times, most recently being runner-up to Cody Rhodes in the 2024 edition. One can argue that time is running out to bestow Punk with this richly deserved honor, given his age. However, with John Cena entering his final Rumble to try and win his 17th world title at WrestleMania 41, it can be contended that his reason to win is more urgent. For this reason, the franchise player could be a better choice to win the 30-man Battle Royal, tying Stone Cold Steve Austin's record of 3 wins. It could also set up a final feud between the iconic rivals while postponing an eventual Rumble win for Punk to another year, when he will be older and more desperate. CM Punk had an explosive promo segment with undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes on the final Raw before Royal Rumble 2025. The Best in the World and the American Nightmare took fans down memory lane, revisiting their long history, including last year's Men's Rumble match where Rhodes last eliminated Punk to win. The exchange ended with a tense face-off, piquing many fans' interest in a potential WrestleMania clash. While the two former AEW stars did a good job in building anticipation for a potential bout, it's far from the most compelling feud for the Chicago native. Heading into the WrestleMania 41 2021 season, one feels that most fans would rather see Punk tackle Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns at the Show of Shows in Las Vegas. With such rivalries on his horizon, the Second City Saint may not be the right person to win the Men's Royal Rumble this year. Since returning to WWE in 2023, CM Punk has been used as an attraction in the same vein as Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar before him. The voice of the voiceless has ascended to a career-high level of popularity, with his presence arguably equivalent to any world champions. One can say, the Second City Saint no longer needs accolades to be relevant as a main event player. With that in mind, the best in the world may not need to win the Men's Rumble to achieve his ultimate goal of headlining WrestleMania. Feuds like Punk vs. Seth Rollins and Punk vs. Reigns are worthy of headlining the Showcase of the Immortals with or without a title, making it unnecessary for him to win in Indianapolis. If he is indeed penciled in to face a star of Reigns or Rollins' caliber in Las Vegas, as has been heavily rumored, the Rumble win should go to someone else. Solo Sikoa returns to tame Jacob Fatu. Ever since Solo Sikoa lost to Roman Reigns on Raw's premiere on Netflix, Jacob Fatu has been calling the shots for the new bloodline. This has been nothing short of disastrous, as the Samoan werewolf has become even more unhinged on SmackDown. As such, the street champion, albeit reluctantly, may be forced to return and tame him. So, could he recruit a four-time champion for that purpose? The answer to that question is a potential yes, as the four-time champion in this scenario is one who is rumored to have signed with WWE ages ago. Former one-time strong openweight champion, two-time strong openweight tag team champion, and former IWGP tag team champion, Hikuleo could be the one to assist Solo Sikoa in stopping Jacob Fatu. Months ago, it was reported that Hikuleo had signed with WWE and was scheduled to join the NXT roster. However, he is yet to make an appearance. Well, perhaps Solo Sikoa can help him bypass the developmental setting and bring the Tongan giant to SmackDown. With him by his side, he could not only pacify Jacob Fatu, but also prepare to attack Roman Reigns and the OG bloodline once more. Of course, at the end of the day, this is nothing more than speculation. There is no telling what the future holds for Sikoa or Hikuleo at this point in time. 2025 has started off rough for Solo Sikoa. As mentioned earlier, he lost the Ula Fala to Roman Reigns at Raw's Netflix debut, and hence the right to call himself the Tribal Chief. Since then, he has made all but one appearance, and that too was somewhat underwhelming. About 2 weeks after his loss on Raw, Sikoa made his return to SmackDown. He stepped into the ring, immediately after Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga had cleared it, and looked ready to make a proclamation. Many expected him to berate Roman Reigns and state that the Bloodline Civil War was far from over. However, in a surprising turn of events, he did not utter a single word, and instead dropped the mic and left the arena. It was quite the scene, and it was one that had everyone wondering what was next for the 31-year-old. Is he done with the Bloodline? When will he return to SmackDown next? Hopefully these questions and more will be answered soon. LA Knight breaks character to praise a major rival. LA Knight had a rough start on WWE SmackDown in 2025 as he was moments away from recapturing the United States Championship from Shinsuke Nakamura before the Bloodline arrived. Recently, he broke character to praise Logan Paul. Last year, LA Knight feuded with Logan Paul on Friday Night SmackDown for the United States Championship and won the title. The Maverick was arguably the megastar's biggest rival in the promotion after the late Bray Wyatt, who put Knight on the map as a single star. In an interview with the Wrestling Classic, the former United States champion was asked if his perspective on Logan Paul changed following their clash for the title. The megastar broke character and spoke highly of the Maverick as a performer and his potential as a WWE star. He's a hell of an athlete. He can do all kinds of wild things that I wouldn't even want to try or begin to try. Sometimes it's almost like he's got a death wish with some of these things, but he's got a willingness to go in there and do just about anything. I mean, he's still, honestly, in a lot of ways, just getting started. I mean, he's still got a long way to go in that regard, but he's still willing to figure things out and put his all into it, Knight said. In 2021, LA Knight became a regular on the Black and Gold brand and eventually received his WWE main roster call-up, where he joined Friday Night SmackDown. However, he became Max Dupree, and the megastar's career took a hit. In the same interview, Knight stated he thought his career was done when he became Max Dupree. However, he was able to return as LA Knight, and the rest was history. It was the worst of times that eventually turned into the best of times, but it was all a matter of just pure luck and the luck of timing, just with certain circumstances falling into place that got me out of that and into where we are right now, Knight said. Triple H disbands the Judgment Day. Triple H has been doing a wonderful job at the helm of WWE Creative for the last 2 years. The game has managed to shape and refine several factions on both Raw and SmackDown. It seems that the journey of one of those might be coming to an end, as WWE could disband a prominent faction faction after the Royal Rumble following recent turmoil on Raw. The Judgment Day seems to be on the verge of implosion. The speculations stem from a recent unfortunate incident on this week's Raw. One of the core members of the stable, J.D. McDonough, suffered multiple injuries during the World Tag Team Championship match last night. With the 34-year-old set to be sidelined for a few months, the Judgment Day's future appears to be hanging in the balance. Moreover, Finn Balor, who has served as the anchor of the nefarious group, has been deflated by a series of losses in recent months. The Prince has disappeared into the shadows since his loss to Damian Priest in a street fight on the January 13th edition of Raw. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez have also embarked on a different path, potentially leaving behind the remnants of the Judgment Day. One of the most integral members of the stable, Dominic Mysterio, is also wandering directionless on Monday Night Raw. The faction has completely lost its brotherhood in recent months, lacking the cohesion and unity that was once its hallmark. The only option that seems viable at this point is to break up the group. Therefore, there is a good possibility that Trple H may disband the faction after the Royal Rumble, paving the way for its members to embark on their respective journeys on the main roster. If the King of Kings decides to break up the Judgment Day, it will pose several questions about the future of its members on the main roster. There is a good possibility that the game may decide to switch the brands of some of the members of the group following the faction's potential implosion. WWE could easily shuffle the Judgment Day members across Raw and SmackDown. Stars like Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez appeared on SmackDown last week. It was not the first time the duo appeared on the Blue Brand's show. Therefore, Trple H could permanently move them to Friday nights via WWE's transfer window. A few weeks ago, Dominic Mysterio was also speculated to be transferred to SmackDown. Therefore, the creative team could finally make that move to kick off his highly anticipated singles run. Meanwhile, Finn Balor is likely to remain on Monday Night Raw, where he will focus on regaining his momentum in the company. J.D. McDonough could also remain on Raw, embarking on a solo run. However, this is nothing but speculation at this point. It remains to be seen what the Trple H-led creative team has in store for the Judgment Day. Trple H pleaded with to take the title away from Gunther. A former WWE employee discussed a top segment from last night's Raw episode. Tommy Carlucci claimed the Stamford-based company must take a massive decision regarding a major champion. World Heavyweight Champion Gunther confronted Seth Rollins last night on Raw after the latter vowed to win the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble and teased going after his title. The two had a war of words before they were interrupted by Logan Paul. The Maverick also vowed to win the Royal Rumble and teased challenging the ring general at WrestleMania 41. On the Behind the Turnbuckle, The Last Word podcast, former WWE employee Tommy Carlucci said he could not believe how boring Gunther was as a character. He pointed out that the promo got no reaction from the crowd. Meanwhile, Carlucci urged the creative team, led by Chief Content Officer Trple H, to take the World Heavyweight Championship off the ring general. Can this guy get more boring as the weeks go on? We've been talking about this guy for months. A, he's still the champ. B, he's still boring. He came out with Seth Rollins and it was crickets. The rapper's got a bigger shot than him. I'm telling you, I can't believe how boring this man is. When you want to see somebody come out and really pop the crowd, he didn't even pop Rollins. He made me not care whether Rollins won the match to face him at WrestleMania or what is going on. He just is so boring. Please take this title away from him, Carlucci said. On an episode of his Not Some Wrestling podcast, WWE analyst Sam Roberts discussed the possibility of Logan Paul challenging Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 41. Roberts disclosed that he was not a fan of the idea of having the two WWE superstars clash for the title. The 41-year-old pointed out that he would like to see that match if the ring general lost the title before the show of shows, which he claimed was absolutely feasible. I don't know if I love Gunther versus Logan Paul for the championship. If Gunther loses the championship before WrestleMania, which is absolutely feasible, then I think Gunther versus Logan Paul would be awesome. Gunther versus Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight Championship? No, thank you on paper. Tell me the story and I'm sure you can sell me. LA Knight's interaction at The Rock. The Rock's return to WWE attracted a lot of eyeballs to the product heading into last year's WrestleMania. Recently, LA Knight said he has had limited interaction with the final boss backstage following the latter's comeback in 2024. Over a decade ago, The Rock hosted a show called The Hero, and LA Knight was one of the participants. Halfway through the program, Knight was eliminated from the competition. The megastar knew the People's Champion even before he became a prominent name in the Stamford-based promotion. In a recent interview with the Wrestling Classic, the former United States champion was asked whether he has had any notable interaction with the final boss after his return to WWE. Surprisingly, LA Knight said he hasn't had an extensive conversation with the Hollywood star backstage. However, Knight mentioned that he and Rocky often greet each other behind the scenes. Yeah, I mean, we haven't spoken extensively or anything, but I remember this one time he saw me backstage and he came by and said, "Hey, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while, blah blah blah, whatever. Just kind of cordial hellos and how you've been," Knight said. Upsetting news for Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn lost all his momentum before the WWE Royal Rumble this weekend. Disappointing news about the Canadian wrestler surfaced online after the go-home edition of Raw before the Royal Rumble this week. Sami Zayn faced Drew McIntyre in a back-and-forth contest, which saw the Scotsman pick up a sneaky win. The former WWE champion rolled up the OG Bloodline member in the closing moments with his feet on the ropes without the referee's knowledge. The Great Liberator also wound up busting his nose open midway through the match. However, he was able to complete the match as planned. There's no official word on whether he had suffered a broken nose. Regardless, Sami Zayn's fans won't be happy with his current record against Drew McIntyre. His latest defeat means he is now 0-11 against him in singles competition. After the match, Drew McIntyre ambushed a worn-out Sami Zayn and launched a vicious attack. Moments later, Cody Rhodes turned up to fend off his former tag team partner. Kevin Owens also joined the party and engaged in a brawl with the Undisputed WWE Champion. The post-match shenanigans ended when Sami Zayn accidentally landed a hell of a kick on Cody Rhodes in a similar fashion to Seth Rollins last week. What surprised fans most was that Owens pat Zayn on his chest, hinting at a possible alliance between the two Canadians. Whether the OG Bloodline member is in cahoots with the prize fighter remains to be seen. Sami Zayn will now enter the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match on February 1st. His actions have some fans questioning where his loyalty lies. There's widespread speculation that a heel turn could be in the works for the 40-year-old Raw superstar. Last night on Raw, Sami Zayn confronted CM Punk backstage after the straight-edge superstar told the WWE Universe the OG Bloodline member wasn't on his level. The Canadian wrestler fired back at the Second City Saint, mocking him for not headlining WrestleMania in his career. The two men are destined to cross paths in the 30-man Royal Rumble match this weekend. Will he do the unthinkable and accomplish the only feat eluding his otherwise Hall of Fame-worthy career? Only time will tell. Roman Reigns' 2025 Royal Rumble win leaked. Roman Reigns started the year strongly as he defeated Solo Sikoa at Raw's debut episode on Netflix, recaptured his Ula Fala, and became the undisputed tribal chief. After his prominent win, Paul Heyman announced that the OTC would officially enter the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match. The original tribal chief's participation in the Men's Rumble match this year has certainly raised the stakes. Reigns is among the top names for winning the 2025 Royal Rumble bout. A recent hint has subtly confirmed that Roman Reigns might win this year's Rumble. The latest episode of Raw featured Paul Heyman revealing the OTC as the official cover superstar for WWE 2K25, the next iteration of the WWE games. Reigns being the cover star could be seen as a major hint that he might win this year's Men's Royal Rumble match. This is what went down last year when Cody Rhodes was announced as the cover star for WWE 2K24. He ended up winning the Royal Rumble and then won the title, defeating Roman Reigns. With Trple H's creative direction, history might just repeat itself. Under Trple H's leadership, WWE has worked much more closely with sponsors than before. 2K Games is a major sponsor of the Stamford-based promotion. They need a star with great momentum around the release to promote their game, which could eventually enhance their business. That said, the proposed angle is speculative, and it remains to be seen whether Roman will be the last man in the ring at the 2025 Royal Rumble, pointing at the WrestleMania 41 logo.